France is often painted as the land of romance, wine, fashion, and fairy tale castles. But beneath its glittering surface lies a much darker side. From haunted chateaus echoing with centuries of tragedy to crypts where whispers travel through the shadows, France is also home to some of the world's eeriest, most spine-chilling places. Behind every elegant corridor and beneath every ancient stone wall, there are stories of betrayal, war, plague, and restless spirits. So tonight, we're venturing into the 10 scariest places in France, spots where history refuses to stay buried. Would you dare step inside these haunted halls or walk the tunnels of the dead?
Let's begin.
10. Catacombs of Paris. Beneath the glamorous streets of Paris stretches an underground labyrinth that looks like something straight from a nightmare. Known simply as the Catacombs, this eerie maze holds the remains of over 6 million people. Originally, these tunnels were stone quarries dug in the Middle Ages to build Paris. But by the late 18th century, the city's cemeteries were overflowing with corpses. Diseases spread, the stench filled the air, and authorities needed a solution.
Their answer?
Empty the cemeteries and stack bones deep underground. Walking through today, you'll pass endless corridors lined with skulls and femurs arranged into grim patterns. The silence is overwhelming, broken only by the sound of dripping water or your own footsteps. Visitors often report sudden cold spots, strange whispers echoing down the stone halls, and the feeling of unseen eyes watching. In 2009, a group of urban explorers dropped a camera in a restricted section. The recovered footage showed the cameraman running in panic, but neither he nor his companions were ever found. Officially, the catacombs are just an ossuary, but locals whisper that the bones remember, and they're keeping watch.
9. Château de Brissac.
Rising high above the Loire Valley, Château de Brissac is the tallest castle in France, and one of its most haunted. The ghost here is known as La Dame Verte, or the Green Lady. Legend says she was a noblewoman brutally murdered in the 15th century after being caught in an affair. Her body was hidden within the castle walls, but her spirit never left. Guests claim to hear her wailing cries in the early dawn hours. Some have seen a tall figure in a flowing green gown drifting through the corridors. But the most terrifying detail? Witnesses insist her face is missing, only dark holes where eyes should be. The chateau now welcomes tourists and even hosts events, but staff quietly admit they avoid certain rooms after nightfall. They say the Green Lady lurks just behind you, too close for comfort.
8. Mont Saint-Michel.
Perched on a tidal island in Normandy, Mont Saint-Michel looks like something from a fantasy novel, a medieval abbey rising from the sea. But beneath the beauty is a history soaked in blood and fear. The tidal flats surrounding the island are treacherous. For centuries, travelers have been trapped by incoming tides or swallowed by quicksand. Many never returned. During the 100 Years' War, Mont Saint-Michel served as a fortress, its walls echoing with the cries of fallen soldiers. Locals say those soldiers never left. Visitors report phantom footsteps following them up the abbey's spiral staircases, or the sound of swords clashing in empty courtyards. At night, strange lights flicker across the sands. Guides claim it's just moonlight reflecting on the water, but others insist they are ghostly patrols, the abbey's eternal defenders. 7. Père Lachaise Cemetery, Paris. Père Lachaise is the most visited cemetery in the world, drawing millions who come to see the graves of Oscar Wilde, Jim Morrison, Edith Piaf, and other famous figures. But while it's beautiful by day, by night it transforms into one of the creepiest places in Paris. In the 1870s, locals began reporting bizarre phenomena. Statues that seemed to change position overnight. Tombs that opened without explanation. Strange lights weaving between the crypts. Modern visitors often describe the sensation of cold hands brushing theirs as they pass between gravestones. Security guards tell stories of hearing singing voices long after closing, though no one is ever found inside. The cemetery's winding paths and towering mausoleums already feel like a labyrinth of the dead. Add in whispers, shadows, and ghostly apparitions, and Père Lachaise becomes the ultimate city of restless souls.
6. Château de Chateaubriant.
In Brittany stands Château de Chateaubriant, where love, betrayal, and tragedy birthed a legend. Here lived Françoise de Foix, a noblewoman rumored to be the mistress of King Francis I. In 1537, she died suddenly under mysterious circumstances. Some say she was poisoned by her jealous husband. Each year, on the anniversary of her death in October, witnesses claim a ghostly procession appears in the castle courtyard. The sound of horses' hooves and a carriage rolling across the cobblestones fills the night, though nothing arrives. Even today, locals refuse to leave their homes that night, bolting doors and windows against whatever walks outside. The castle may look like a piece of history, But when autumn comes, the past comes calling. 5. Abbaye de Mortemar, Normandy. In the heart of Normandy lies Abbaye de Mortemar, once a thriving 12th century Cistercian monastery. Monks here lived under strict vows of silence, and some say their spirits still keep watch in eerie silence today. Now reduced to ruins, the abbey is a favorite for ghost hunters. Tourists often see shadowy figures drifting between broken walls. In the 1960s, locals swore they saw a hooded monk gliding across the grounds, vanishing into thin air. Cameras often fail mysteriously on site. Batteries drain, lenses fog, or files become corrupted. It's as if the abbey itself resists being documented, refusing to let its secrets be captured. When the wind howls through the ruins, it's easy to imagine the monks still pacing, praying, and guarding their sacred ground from beyond the grave. 4. Château de Versailles, Hall of Mirrors. The Palace of Versailles is a symbol of opulence, wealth, and royal extravagance. But beneath the gilded ceilings and sparkling chandeliers lies an undercurrent of unease.
The most haunted spot?
The Hall of Mirrors. By day, it dazzles with reflections of endless light. By night, staff whisper that they see figures in old-fashioned clothes wandering silently across the polished floor. In 1901, 2 women claimed to have experienced something extraordinary. While walking the gardens, they suddenly found themselves surrounded by people in 18th century dress. One of the women described seeing Marie Antoinette herself, quietly sketching. When the women blinked, the vision was gone. Skeptics call it imagination, but even today, guards closing the palace late at night report hearing faint strains of 18th century music echoing through the mirrors. Versailles may be beautiful, but it also seems to be a palace trapped in time. 3. Montségur Castle, Pyrenees. High in the Pyrenees Mountains, the ruined fortress of Montségur stands as a grim reminder of one of history's darkest chapters. In 1244, during the Albigensian Crusade, more than 200 Cathar heretics were besieged here by Crusader armies. When they finally surrendered, they were burned alive at the foot of the mountain. The site became a symbol of martyrdom, and some say, a place forever haunted. Visitors claim to see phantom flames licking along the castle walls at sunset, though nothing burns. Others describe hearing chanting in the wind, voices carried through the thin mountain air. Hikers often leave with a heavy feeling in their chest, as though the sorrow of those final moments still clings to the stones. Montségur is not just a ruin, it's a wound in history that never healed.
2. Château de Fougeret.
Nicknamed the most haunted house in France, Château de Fougeret has become a hotspot for paranormal investigators. The castle, built in the 14th century, was abandoned for decades before being restored. But with restoration came encounters no one expected. Visitors describe unexplained voices, icy touches, and full apparitions appearing in the halls. In 2014, a French TV crew conducted a séance inside. Midway through, loud knocks echoed through the castle, startling even the most skeptical cameraman. Some guests have reported feeling pushed or scratched by unseen hands. Today, Fougeret is open for paranormal tourism, attracting thrill seekers from around the world. But many visitors admit they can't stay the night. The energy is too heavy, the presence too close. This is no tourist ghost story, this is a haunting that refuses to fade. 1. Chartres Cathedral Crypts. Topping our list is the hauntingly beautiful Chartres Cathedral, one of the greatest Gothic cathedrals in Europe. Above ground, it inspires awe with its stained glass and soaring architecture. But below, in its vast crypts, lies a different story. The crypts are among the largest in Europe, winding in near darkness beneath the cathedral. In 1973, workers repairing pipes reported seeing a robed figure silently vanish into a stone wall. Visitors frequently describe the sensation of being watched from the shadows, as though dozens of unseen eyes are studying them. Audio recordings have picked up whispers in multiple languages, some ancient, some modern. No explanation has ever been found. Many believe the crypt holds not just the bones of the dead, but also secrets tied to ancient pagan rites, medieval pilgrimages, and centuries of hidden history. To enter is to step into the unknown, a place where faith and fear intertwine.
Conclusion.
From the glittering palace of Versailles to the ruins of Montségur, from the beaches of Mont Saint-Michel to the suffocating tunnels beneath Paris, France is a land where beauty and horror coexist. Each of these places is steeped in history, but also in something harder to explain, an atmosphere, a weight, an energy that lingers long after the lights go out. So the question is, would you dare explore France's haunted castles and catacombs? Or would you rather admire them from a safe distance? Comment your answer below, and don't forget to subscribe for more creepy top 10s every week.